What's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and in today's video I figured I would go over the weapon challenges in Survivor Pass number 4 Aftermath. So this has been out for a while on the PC, but this just recently launched on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and we actually have less time to complete this pass, so I figured I would recommend and also promote these because this personally is one of my favorite parts of the Survivor Pass, is doing these weapon challenges, and I just completed my first one. So we got 41 days left to do this at the time of me recording this video, and if you go into your Survivor Pass, scroll down to your weapon skins, you can see all these. So let's do a quick overview of all of the skins in the game. So we got the Micro Uzi and the S12K, both rocking the white and gold variant. This is part of the Elegant skins. And personally here, I feel like this looks better on the Micro Uzi. This is the first one that I achieved because the S12K, while it still looks pretty clean there, the black magazine kind of sticking out of the gun ruins the overall clean look of the skin, but obviously personal preference there. And then if you go over to the Vector, the Scar, and the Mini, these are all part of the Refined series. These are blue and gold variant. I think this looks really cool. Haven't really seen like a deep dark blue skin like that in the game, and hopefully it looks good in game. And it's got like the gold leaf painted on top, which almost kind of gives me like a Venetian Greek kind of vibe. I don't know why. And so these are the skins, and these all have different names. We got the Refined Aeolus, the Refined Pegasus for the Scar, and then the Mini is the Refined Artemis. And then getting into the difficulty of these skins, each one has a different set of missions that you need to complete, but they're all kind of similar. So really the difficulty goes in how many missions that you need to accomplish to get each skin. And the difficulty goes from left to right. So the Micro Uzi is probably the easiest one to do with the S12K because these only have 6 missions. The Vectors in the middle was 7 missions. And then the Scar and the Mini have 9 missions. And just because the Scar has been nerfed and some of the missions are a little bit difficult, I would say that overall the Scar is probably going to be the hardest to achieve. So let's walk through the Micro Uzi because I have all these unlocked. So one of the first things you need to do to start most of these weapon skins is to get a kill within the first 3 minutes, or you need to place in the top 10 if you're dealing with the ARs or the Mini 14. Then you just need to get some kills, deal damage, and then a lot of the missions with the close range guns in this game, including the Vector, the SLK, and the Micro Uzi, have a distance limit, and I don't know if this is buggy or just kind of difficult to do it sometimes because 10 meters is roughly a little over 30 feet, but I found a lot of these kills weren't counting when I was shooting people pretty close range. So what you're going to want to do is hot drop as much as possible and try to look for these guns. And after testing this out, obviously I'm sure there's different methodologies with this, but I really found if you take out Erangel, which is the highlighted map, and go over to the standard playlist where it's Miramar, Sanhok, and Vikendi, I feel like Sanhok and Vikendi have better hot drop potentials, just in my opinion. Obviously there's hot drops on Miramar like Hacienda, and there's hot drops on Erangel like Pachinki, but a lot of these places are bigger maps and people tend to fly anywhere, and sometimes you're not going to know if it's going to be a hot drop or people, get into a building and they hide. For me, on Vikendi and Sanhok, there's so many areas where players kind of land in really populated areas and just fight it out. And I had the most success landing on those missions. And if you go on those maps, and if you go to the standard map, you have 2 out of 3 chance to get Vikendi or Sanhok and hot drop either at boot camp, villa, castle, ruins, paradise. There's so many areas on there that end up being really good for close range battling. And again, just my opinion out there, just sharing some advice from the experiences that I've had playing this game so far. And then going down in here, you just need to get 2 Micro Uzi kills in the first 5 minutes. Again, hot drop. And then the last one here, which is pretty easy to complete, is you just need a headshot with the Uzi in the first 5 minutes. So if you land, find the Uzi, run around, just kind of spray at somebody's head. Hopefully you get this. And because you only need 1 kill, hopefully it's pretty doable for you. Then I feel like we can skip over the S12K here because these missions are very similar to the Micro Uzi. Again, 6 missions. These are definitely the easiest to do. And then also we can kind of skip over the Vector here because most of these missions are featured in the Scar. And again, the Scar is one of the hardest ones to do. It's like the Vectors, there's just more of them. So I figured we could go through the individual Scar missions right here. So what you need to do for the Vector or the Scar to start the missions off, you need to place in the top 10 with a kill. Then you just need to do damage, get a headshot. And then in both cases, you need to get 2 headshots in a game 2 times with both weapons here. I'm pretty sure it's 2 times with the Vector. And this can be pretty difficult if you don't aim for headshots a lot like I do. But while you're using these weapons, you're just going to have to focus on doing this and maybe sacrifice some deaths in the process. Then after this, you need to get 4 kills in a game with the Scar, which is locked. Then you need to get a 7 total kills with the Scar with the Compensator, which is probably one of the easier ones to do for the Scar. Then you need to get a top 3 with 3 kills in a match. That's pretty hard. Then you need to get 5 kills with a 3-time scope or higher, which I've actually found is a better way to use the Scar in its current form right now because the gun is kind of doo-doo brown town right now. It's not that strong, but if you put it 3 or 4 times on it, it's not so bad in single fire mode. And then the last one here is to win a chicken dinner with the Scar L equipped with 3 kills. So these are definitely pretty tough here towards the end. And then if you get into the mini, very similar to the Scar here, except for what's funny with the DMR, you actually don't need to get a headshot to move above anywhere, any of the missions in this pass. And the opposite from the submachine guns, there's actually a mission here where you need to get kills from over 50 meters away. The one I'm currently on is to get 4 kills with a 4x scope attached. And then after that, you need to reach the top 3 with getting 2 kills. Then you need to get 3 kills from over 100 meters away. Isn't too bad with the mini. And then you need to end with a chicken dinner, that winner chicken dinner. So I know kind of went over this a little vague here, but you know, I figured there's so much data each individual mission. When you get to it, you're going to have to figure it out yourself anyways. I just wanted to do a quick overview of which ones are the most doable. So the first 3 here definitely seem like they have the best chance. And even the mini for the most part, I feel like the mini is pretty solid right now. And this one doesn't have anything that's too difficult, like weird scenarios or headshots. It's just those distance shots. But for the most part, you will be shooting people over 50 or 100 meters with the mini. And again, the toughest one in my opinion is the Scar, because not only the missions, but the Scar right now being nerfed, it's just in a bad spot compared to all the other ARs, and all the ARs in general other than the M16. The Mutant got nerfed anyways, so it just doesn't feel great going up against other really strong guns in the game, or close range with the SMGs now that are super strong. You just kind of feel like you're caught out. So I would recommend try using a 3x scope or a 4x scope on the Scar. Use that thing kind of single fire or burst fire, and I've had more success doing that recently. So hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know what your favorite skin is in the Survivor Pass so far, and which ones you guys will be working on first. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.